Filming Harry Potter was exciting, but did you know some actors suffered lifelong injuries? What if a simple prop caused years of pain or an explosion damaged your hearing forever? From broken bones to back pain, many stars paid a heavy price for bringing magic to life. Who ended up in a wheelchair? Which actor still struggles with hearing loss? Let's uncover the real sacrifices made behind the scenes. Daniel Radcliffe, Harry Potter. Daniel Radcliffe, who played the main character, had to do many action scenes throughout the series. Though he didn't suffer a major accident on set, he has a condition called dyspraxia, which affects coordination and movement. He has spoken about struggling with simple tasks like tying his shoelaces. "I had a hard time in school because I couldn't write properly or do sports like other kids," Daniel once said. While dyspraxia wasn't caused by filming, it made certain stunts more difficult for him. David Holmes, Daniel Radcliffe's stunt double. David Holmes was Daniel Radcliffe's stunt double for most of the films. Unfortunately, while filming Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, Part 1, he was involved in a serious accident. During a scene where Harry is thrown backward by an explosion, David was pulled back by wires, but something went wrong. He hit a wall with great force, breaking his neck and leaving him paralyzed from the chest down. David later said, "I went from being a stuntman who was active every day to suddenly being in a wheelchair for life." Rupert Grint, Ron Weasley. Rupert Grint, who played Ron, suffered from tinnitus, a condition that causes a constant ringing in the ears. The loud explosions and battle scenes in the movies damaged his hearing. There were so many scenes with loud bangs and effects. "I didn't notice the damage at first, but now there's always this ringing sound," Rupert shared. Tinnitus can be frustrating because there's no real cure, and he still deals with it today. Tom Felton, Draco Malfoy. Tom Felton, best known for playing Draco Malfoy, had a physically demanding role that involved numerous action scenes, often requiring him to be pushed, thrown, or knocked down. These scenes, while entertaining for fans, had long-term consequences for the actor's back and posture. "I didn't realize how much strain those action scenes put on my back until years later," Felton admitted. "At the time, it was all part of the fun, but the falls and sudden movements added up. In several instances, he had to hit the ground repeatedly, and although safety precautions were taken, the impact still took a toll on his spine. Over the years, he has continued to experience back discomfort, and he now focuses on stretching and physiotherapy to manage the pain." Matthew Lewis, Neville Longbottom. Matthew Lewis, who portrayed Neville Longbottom, suffered an unexpected onset injury during an action-packed battle sequence. While filming, a special effects explosion was supposed to go off at a safe distance, but something went wrong, and it happened too close to his head. "I felt a sharp pain and then everything sounded muffled," Lewis recalled. "At first, I thought it would go away, but my hearing never fully returned in one ear." Doctors later confirmed that he had sustained permanent hearing loss in one ear. Evanna Lynch, Luna Lovegood. Evanna Lynch, who played the quirky and lovable Luna Lovegood, developed osteoporosis, a condition that weakens bones. Though this wasn't directly caused by filming, her severe dietary restrictions in her early years had a lasting impact on her health. "I was very unhealthy when I was younger, and it affected my bones," she admitted. Because of her fragile bones, Evanna had to be extra careful while filming action scenes. Even simple stunts like running or jumping posed a risk of fractures. Jason Isaacs, Lucius Malfoy. Jason Isaacs, who played the cunning and aristocratic Lucius Malfoy, carried a signature cane that also concealed Voldemort's wand. While it may have looked elegant on screen, it was actually heavier than it appeared, and Isaacs had to swing it around frequently during dramatic scenes. "I had to swing that thing around a lot, and it ended up damaging my wrist," he shared. "It wasn't something I noticed at first, but after a while, the pain became constant." Even years after filming ended, he still experiences wrist discomfort, especially when performing certain hand movements. While physical therapy and exercises help, he often jokes about how he never expected a prop cane to give him a lifelong injury. Helena Bonham Carter, Bellatrix Lestrange. Helena Bonham Carter, who played the wild and unpredictable Bellatrix Lestrange, suffered a permanent hearing injury during a high-energy wand fight. One particular scene involved a massive explosion, and unfortunately, she was too close to the blast. "I couldn't hear properly for days," Carter later said. "At first, I thought it would go back to normal, but now my hearing in one ear is permanently weaker." The intensity of the special effects and magic battles meant actors were constantly exposed to loud noises, but in this case, the damage was irreversible. Ralph Fiennes, Voldemort. Ralph Fiennes, who played the iconic dark wizard Lord Voldemort, had to endure hours of makeup application every day to achieve his character's ghostly, snake-like appearance. The process involved prosthetic pieces glued to his face, a bald cap, and layers of special effects makeup. Unfortunately, the chemicals in the adhesives caused severe skin allergies. "The glue and chemicals irritated my skin badly," Fiennes explained. "There were days when my face was red and swollen after filming." Despite taking medication and using soothing creams, his skin remained sensitive long after filming ended. Even now, he has to be careful about which skincare products he uses, as certain chemicals can trigger reactions. Alan Rickman, Severus Snape. Alan Rickman, who played the mysterious and feared Professor Snape, suffered from chronic back pain due to the heavy robes and long hours of standing on set. "The robes were much heavier than they looked," Rickman once shared. "They dragged on my shoulders, and standing for so long took a toll on my back." As a perfectionist, Rickman insisted on staying fully in character for long stretches, often refusing to sit between takes. The constant strain aggravated his back issues, which persisted even outside of filming. Warwick Davis, Professor Flitwick and Griphook. Warwick Davis took on two major roles in the Harry Potter series, Professor Flitwick and the Goblin Griphook. Both roles required him to wear elaborate prosthetics, heavy costumes, and in the case of Griphook, spend long hours crouched in an unnatural position. "Those suits and masks were not comfortable," Davis admitted, "and after years of wearing them, they caused some permanent damage." His joints, especially his knees and back, suffered from the strain, leading to chronic pain that still affects him today. Even now, he occasionally experiences joint stiffness from the years of intense filming conditions. Robbie Coltrane, Hagrid. Robbie Coltrane, who played the gentle, half-giant Hagrid, had to wear a massive costume that included thick layers of padding and huge platform boots to make him appear larger than life. However, these costume pieces were extremely heavy and put intense pressure on his knees. "The boots alone were a nightmare," Coltrane recalled. "Walking in them for hours was exhausting, and my knees were never the same after those films." His knee problems worsened over the years, and he later required a wheelchair due to ongoing joint pain. Maggie Smith, Professor McGonagall. Maggie Smith, who played the wise and powerful Professor McGonagall, faced a tremendous personal challenge while filming the later Harry Potter movies. She was battling breast cancer. "Filming was exhausting," she admitted, "but I didn't want to stop." Despite undergoing chemotherapy, she remained dedicated to her role, refusing to let her illness slow her down. The treatment left her feeling weak and fatigued, yet she continued to perform with her trademark energy and strength. Bonnie Wright, Ginny Weasley. Bonnie Wright, who played Ginny Weasley, was involved in many of the film's climactic battle scenes, including the Battle of Hogwarts. These sequences featured loud explosions, spell effects, and high-energy fight choreography, which took a toll on her hearing. "I wish I had used ear protection during those scenes," Wright admitted. "The blasts were louder than I expected, and after a while I noticed my hearing wasn't the same." While filming, she was often in the middle of intense sound effects, causing long-term hearing sensitivity. Even today, she sometimes struggles with high-pitched noises and regrets not being more cautious during production. Michael Gambon, Dumbledore. Michael Gambon, who took over the role of Professor Dumbledore after Richard Harris, suffered from severe migraines due to the harsh studio lights used during filming. The bright lighting was essential for achieving the film's magical visuals, but for Gambon, it became a daily struggle. The lights were incredibly intense, Gambon revealed. After a few hours on set, I could feel a headache building. By the time I got home, it was unbearable. He tried wearing tinted glasses between takes, but the problem persisted. Over the years, his headaches became more frequent, and even long after filming ended, he continued to experience migraines triggered by bright lights. Brendan Gleeson, Mad-Eye Moody. Brendan Gleeson portrayed Mad-Eye Moody, a character known for his magical rotating eye. The mechanical eye prop was attached to his face for long hours, forcing him to keep one eye closed while filming. "It was heavier than it looked," Gleeson explained. "Keeping one eye shut for that long messed with my vision. I'd take it off, and my eyes would take forever to adjust." Wearing the uncomfortable prosthetic for months affected his depth perception and weakened his eyesight. Even after production ended, he noticed that his vision had permanently changed. Gary Oldman, Sirius Black. Gary Oldman, who played Sirius Black, was involved in several high-energy action sequences. Many scenes required explosions, magical duels, and loud sound effects, which often took place dangerously close to him. "There were moments where I felt the blast more than I should have," Oldman said. "One scene left my ears ringing for days, and I knew something was off. Repeated exposure to loud explosions and high-pitched sounds led to long-term hearing sensitivity." Emma Watson, Hermione Granger. Emma Watson, famous for her role as Hermione Granger, had to carry large stacks of books in many scenes. While it seemed like a minor issue, the repeated strain took a toll on her shoulders over time. "I remember thinking, this is nothing at first," Watson recalled. "But after months of filming, I started feeling real pain in my shoulders." Some scenes required her to hold books for long periods while delivering lines, which worsened the problem. Even after filming, she continued to experience shoulder stiffness and discomfort, making it difficult to carry heavy bags or luggage. Josh Herdman, Gregory Goyle. Josh Herdman, known for playing Gregory Goyle, took part in numerous physical scenes, including fights and stunt work. These intense action sequences led to several muscle injuries that never fully healed. "I got thrown around a lot," Herdman admitted. "The fight scenes were fun, but they left my body feeling completely wrecked. The repeated hard landings, falls, and rough fight choreography caused long-term pain, particularly in his back and shoulders. Even now, he has to be careful with intense physical activity to avoid making the pain worse." Stanislav Yanevski, Victor Krum. Stanislav Yanevski, who played Victor Krum, had to perform physically demanding stunts in the Tri-Wizard tournament sequences. His role required running, jumping, and intense action scenes, which put tremendous strain on his knees. "There was so much movement in those scenes," Yanevski said. "By the time we were done, my knees felt like they belonged to someone twice my age." After filming wrapped, he continued to experience knee pain and stiffness, especially after long periods of standing or exercising. His knees never fully recovered, and he still has to be mindful of his movements to avoid worsening the damage. Who is your favorite character from the Harry Potter series? Do let us know in the comment section below, and for more such amazing videos, do subscribe to our channel.